Hello, Rayman here. Welcome back to another spoiler talk. And the latest movie that I saw was, of course, Avengers: Infinity War. Because I've watched these movies for such a long time. This was the culmination that all of us deserved. It was such an amazing movie that I'm just like my mind it just exploded. To me, it's just so crazy that they pulled it off this goddamn well. 100% serious. The first time I saw it, it's like, wow, that's gonna be insane. Like, how are they gonna do it? I have no clue. I'm gonna wait and see. And after seeing it, I'm like, wow, that was just goddamn amazing. I am so impressed with this movie. Like, just beyond belief. It satisfied everything that I ever wanted as a Marvel fan. It delivered on everything, on the emotion, the actions, the story, the comedy. It did everything so well. It was like, wow. So let's be a bit more specific on these things. Let's start as let's start. Oh, by the way, I have Thor music in the background. You'll soon understand why I have the Thor music and not Avengers music in the background. Oh, you'll soon get it. Don't you worry about it. So let's start with the music. Well, the music just like blended so perfectly in the background. Of course, have it's a great Marvel theme, not the Marvel, the Avengers theme. It's just like so goddamn memorable. It is amazing, right? But you also like. It fits so well with like the story. Like at no point did I like stop myself to like think about the soundtrack. It was just in my head while watching the music. Watching the movie, the music was intertwined. Let's use some very big words. Let's put it that way. It was so well. It was good. At all the right moments, it peaked and it was just great. Great soundtrack, which is of course to be expected at this point, right? From Marvel, you're gonna have good music, and like not like forgettable. You're like, no, it's gonna be good music. So let's talk about the characters. There are a lot of characters in here. I think the only two that are not here are Ant-Man, which they talked about him having a problem, and Hawkeye, which they said he's just sitting with his family. And the rest, everybody's here. Everybody, like, and seeing all of the people that never interacted with each other before or interacted at some point in the past with each other, and like seeing each other again, it's great. I think it was a very high chance of being a clusterfuck with all of them, but the Russo brothers just picked and chose. Oh, 1 second. All right, sorry for that. Random DC music in here doesn't fit that well. But again, another thing, the Russo brothers did a terrific job of like picking and choosing which characters goes with which character, so they have like the best interaction possible without having like 20 people in the same room, all of them talking at the same time, like interact with each other, because everything would have fell apart. So in this way, we have like 3 groups of like specific characters having their own unique missions with the end goal of stopping Thanos, right? So they did such a great job with every character. I feel like even the list like War Machine or Vulture, not Vulture, what's that dude's name? Can't like the superhero, I don't know. Like all these like psychers, like they didn't like forget about them. No, they still showed them doing something, and that's to be like appreciated. Like hey, you know, like forget about them. That's cool. Well, and they just like, oh well, there are too many characters anyways, so too bad, I guess, you know. No, they made sure that everybody gets their part, and at some point they have like a cool payoff in the movie I can see and like feel like, yeah, that's my man, right? The characters, well, the actors and the acting, and it's of course goddamn perfect. The choice of like the casting is the best I have ever seen. Like no matter, like it could be like 10 years later and I will still be thinking about these characters in particular as being the, let me say, as being like the true super. I cannot unsee, like these are like okay, wait, sorry, I not good with names. Let me try a bit more. Robert Downey Jr. He is Iron Man forever. No, forever. That's him. He is that character. I cannot unsee him in any other way. I just can't. It's impossible. Right? Chris Evans. He is Captain America. And this, again, why we have the Thor music in the background. This movie proved to me 100% that Chris Hemsworth is Thor. He is the motherfucking God of Thunder, and he proved it in this movie. Like he did it. Thor didn't prove me. Thor didn't prove me that he was that character. All the movies together, kind of like, yeah, he is Thor, right? But this movie in particular really just like was justice. It did such a perfect job about it. And of course the dialogue, I like almost the majority of jokes and even non-jokes were really good. The humor was on point. Everybody, like, they clearly showed them having fun, like, hey, I know you're a superhero and the world is going to shit. That doesn't mean you can't have fun. Alright? You can still have fun being in this world, which is like, I think the most important thing that they had to do is like, yeah, you can have fun and keep, because by the nature of this movie, it's a very somber movie, right? So they had to be wise when to insert comedy to not take away from the movie, and I think they did a great job. It was hilarious. Like fucking Drax is such a hilarious character. Like that line was, he's pretending to be invisible. Oh man, it's just great. Or like, where is Gamora? Who is Gamora? Well, I'll one up you. Wait, who? Not who. Let's say, why is Gamora? It's so perfect. It's so fucking dumb. It's perfect. And the comedy was on point. It was a hilarious movie. It wasn't like Thor Ragnarok level of like goddamn hilarious, but this movie was great in that. So characters. Let's talk about Thanos. This is an amazing villain. Oh, sorry. that threw me off for a second. Fuck. Thanos is an amazing villain. It is should we call him? I think he is Marvel's best villain. I think he outshines Loki. Is that true? I don't know. I think he is. Because Loki is... he is different. Okay, he's not the best, I think, because him and Loki are very different villains. They are like very like apart, right, from each other. But is by far one of the best villains they ever had. This was like everybody else said, this was the Thanos movie, and I agree 100%. This was the Thanos movie. Like, he had everything. It was pretty much his perspective of his plan, his everything, right? This was Thanos' movie. And his character, like, oh, it was done justice, right? Like, this had a potential to be like a colossal disappointment, but they just nailed it. And all we knew about Thanos was him turning to the camera and smiling like a freak. And they developed his character so well from start to finish. It was an amazing villain to behold. Not his transformation, but understanding Thanos as a character. And how, no, that, how we can understand him. We, like, throughout the movie, you 100% understand his point, and you might even think it's kind of makes sense, even though you don't want to say it, right? Because he's the villain. You're supposed to hate him, but you just can't. Even though you want to hate him with every fiber of your being, you just can't do it. And that's the sign of a great villain. So, yeah. I think they did him justice and made one of the coolest villains in superhero history. Love it. Now, let's look in like the action. This movie's action was amazing. It was some of the most visceral, like jaw-dropping action Marvel has had. No joke. Like 100% serious. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. I forgot to breathe at some point. At some point, I was like, whenever I get like, I think like it gets very serious, I like start moving my feet and my hand, and like I like kind of like twist them in like a way like I'm about to punch like Thanos in the face, but I'm just in the cinema just watching it. And yeah, it was amazing and visceral, and it's just, it was great. It isn't like so much that it's just like, wow, you goddamn nailed it. You geniuses. Nailed it. 100%. So, we could talk about, because the emotions that this movie conveyed, because it could have had a problem of the characters not getting their time, right? But it nailed it with some characters in particular. Like it went through. Like, it was amazing. Like, it went far and beyond, like, complete amazement. With a couple of characters. With Star-Lord in particular, he was one that he was the character who fucked up, right? Because in one of the action scenes that I goddamn love, was when we were on Titan and Iron Man, Spider-Man, Mantis, Drax, Gamora, not Gamora, what was that? What was her name? What was her name? Gamora's sister. I don't remember her name. Sorry. They were all there like fighting, and then Starro realized that Thanos killed Gamora, and then they just almost like after one of the best like superhero fighting scenes that I have ever witnessed. It all goes to shit because he was the one who couldn't hold in his emotions. And by Jesus, it was done perfectly. Like, I have nothing but praise for that scene. Not only actually being amazed, but the emotion that Chris Pratt, like, put on screen, it was so amazing, and at the same time it was so like, oh my god, no you didn't. If he just waited, just could control his emotions, you know, they would have defeated Thanos, maybe, right? So giving like Star-Lord's character the burden of being the one who has to fuck up, that to me is just, it's just amazing, and it just got delivered very well. Another one was with Gamora and Thanos when they are on, I don't know if Vandalier or Vanner. I don't remember what the name of the planet is, but where Red Skull is, which when I saw, it's like, oh, they brought Red Skull back. Oh, alright, that's cool, right? So he has to sacrifice somebody he loves, and then Gamora has like she's so happy because all she wanted was Thanos to like love her in a way. In a way, I don't think like she just wanted that, right?
Not quite what was planned.
What the fuck? Sorry, get distracted when something stupid happens on the screen. Just wanted that, and says like, yes, she's so happy that he doesn't love anything, and she lost. And then Thanos, like, looks at her, and you can see tears on his face, and she understands that he actually loved her, and that was a scene to behold because she got what she wanted, but at the same time it was horrible because she died, and you can see how Thanos was like, no, this is going to happen. I'm gonna take like my destiny in my own hands, or whatever you wanna call it.
Is someone injured?
And he's gonna finally do it. So he throws Gamora, well, with tears in his face. It's Thanos crying. That's the amount of emotion. Like, oh, it's just great. So, yeah. Seeing Thanos be able to cry and just kill the one thing in this whole world that he loved, it was amazing. And then another one that I want to get to is the scene between Rocket and Thor when he's sitting there going to the planet of like where his hammer got made by the master dwarves, dwarfsmiths, right? Where Mjolnir got forged. He goes there, and on the way there, he kind of had like, he acted weird, and then Rocket is like, alright, I have to be a captain, and talks to him. And you can see Thor, like, he is not confident at all, because he saw everybody he loved. Because in Thor Ragnarok, he got off the spaceship, everybody was happy. In this one, Thanos comes, destroys their ship, every Asgardian is dead. There's Heimdall that's still still alive. There's Thor, Loki, and him, right? And Thanos is there. And what are they gonna do? Like, Thor is almost dead. Thanos beats the hell out of Hulk. Heimdall gets Hulk to like Doctor Strange's place, and then he gets killed, which destroyed Thor, and then he has to witness his brother dying, and while being completely hopeless, and then being left for dead on the spaceship, and then being found by the Guardians. And then you can see because he literally has nothing left. It's not like, oh, I have nothing left on this sword. He has actually nothing. Nothing. His whole family is dead. Whole family, like bloodline. His literal planet, or yeah, planet, or realm, you can call it realm. His realm is dead. Every single Asgardian is dead. His brother, his father, his sister. No, they are all dead. He has actually nobody left on this planet that he can like love. So he is committed to killing Thanos. And the exchange between him and Rocket, you could see the emotion while trying to act like, no, this is fine. He is fucking destroyed, and that was some goddamn terrific acting from Chris Hemsworth. Like, amazing acting. And this is what I wanted in the last movie. I wanted this in Thor Ragnarok, right? I wanted this amount of like emotions to be present there. Now that movie just disappointed me on a feelings or like emotions level, and this movie, where it lacked on the emotions from Thor and or from the movie in general, this movie made Thor by far the best Avengers for me. Because I already love Thor, and this movie made him the best character in my opinion. Like, he has actually nothing left, and he's so committed to doing it. And he gets by far the coolest, some of the coolest scenes when he gets to that dwarf planet, right? He has to restart the forge, which Peter Dinklage tells him, which is kind of very weird because he's a gigantic dwarf, and in real life he's a midget, let's say, because little person sounds way more offensive than midget. Let's be honest. Right, he's a small person. Sounds so stupid. It sounds way worse in my opinion. Whatever, doesn't matter what I think, I guess. So he has to open the forge, to reopen the forge, and he has to hold the entrance for like the star to shoot out the energy to power up the forge. But he has to literally sit there, you saw in the trailer, has to sit there and take the might of a fucking star, a literal star, like a goddamn sun is blasting him, and he is like taking it like a goddamn manly man. And that was like, at that point he was 100% committed for like his cause, because he said like doesn't matter what happens. And then he's like almost dead. Then you can see Groot, because they couldn't find a handle. He chops, like he brings the hammer, to the axe, because there's an axe. Then there's the top part, and then the hilt launching. So he uses his hand as the hilt to create Stormbreaker. You can see the lightning coming in his hand. Then we cut. Then we go back to Wakanda, where the big fight is happening. And then when things looked really dire, he comes down. You can see Stormbreaker going in and fucking ravaging fools, cutting through everything, and he comes down. Wait a second. Thor, Ragnarok, Immigrant. There we go. The Immigrant song. Put that shit in. God, I'm getting like, come on. Okay, where was I? Okay, back to reality. Here I come. So he comes back to Earth, and you can see lightning everywhere, Stormbreaker in hand, and the... Oh, I got the remix. What the fuck am I doing? Is this? It's definitely not the one. It's definitely not the one. Should just write Amy. Grandson. God damn it! Let me fanboy! God damn it! Is that the official one? I don't believe it. Sounds weird. What is happening? It's very weird. Why are all the sounds so weird? Wait. Okay, God, I can't. God damn it! I can't even do this properly. Are there? Did somebody take it down? Because there are only remixes, like remix. Why are there only remixes? I'm very confused. Like, I'm actually like very confused of what the fuck is happening. Because I want my goddamn Immigrant song. Guess it got taken down. Really? That's fucking weird. Well, I guess we'll go back to... Okay, this one, Frost Giant Battle, sure. Oh, yes, fine, whatever. Just let me fanboy, goddammit. So he comes down as the goddamn God of Thunder in the coolest thing I fucking saw in this whole movie, and it already was really hard to goddamn topple it. But he somehow does it, and it's so cool to see him like fully embrace being a fucking god, and just killing everything left and right with his goddamn mighty hammer. That moment, I was like, I turned around to my friend like, I think I got it was a fucking orgasm there. Like, holy shit, that was so cool. I just couldn't goddamn believe it. It just made Thor like the coolest character ever for me. So, cut forward, Thanos wins, just knocks every Avenger out. And then in this another extremely emotional scene where Scarlet Witch, which had some of the best fighting scenes, I guess, where she just fucking, oh my god, her powers just annihilated people. like left and right, ruthless. She has to kill Vision, and she kills him. He destroys him, destroys the Infinity Stone. But Thanos uses the Time One to bring him Vision back, and then kill him and take the thing. And Scarlet Witch has to see it, and he gets all the 6 Infinity Stones, and he finally won. And then, goddamn Thor comes down from the sky, and then throws his mighty fucking Stormbreaker toward Thanos, and I'm pretty sure he used the blue. I don't know if he used the whole power of Infinity Gauntlet, but he used at least the blue one, and just throws it towards to kill Thor. But the fucking Stormbreaker just goes through the power of the goddamn Infinity Stones and plunges into Thanos's like chest, and I was there and like, oh god, talk about an orgasm. Like seeing that like plunge to his goddamn chest. You can see on Thor's like face, his expression. He's so happy. I think I missed little, whatever. He's just like, he doesn't like kill, like pull out and kill Thanos. He's slowly pushing Stormbreaker into his chest to fucking kill him. Like that anger in him was so like deserved. It was amazing. But then Thanos says, well, you should have hit for the head, and snaps his finger, and half the goddamn heroes die. Half the universe dies. And at that point, every character you love starts dying, and the one that really got me, it was like Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. He's dying while holding Tony Stark. Like, I don't want to die. That was such a like soul-tearing scene. God damn it! The acting on this kid is goddamn amazing. And every single person dies, but the original Avengers and Rocket, he's still alive. So you have Hulk, you have Thor, you have Captain America, you have Tony Stark, you have Black Widow, you have War Machine, and you sorry. And you also have Rocket. So I think those are the 7 who live, right? Yeah. And they are the only one who live. Everybody is in shock. And the movie ends in one of the best ways to end such a grandiose movie I've ever seen, with Thanos doing exactly what he said, snapping his fingers, killing half the universe, and then sitting at his home, looking at his sunset. You can see him. He escapes before Thor could kill him, and goes on his planet where he lives, and sits on like a bench, you know, wounded because he just had Stormbreaker stuck into his goddamn chest. And he looks at the sunset, and then has like a slight smile, like, I did it. And that was like one of the best endings I've ever seen in like a movie like this. Because as I said, this was Thanos' movie, and it was his movie, and then he goddamn won. He won. The fucking villain in a superhero movie won. In the way that a hero, after a whole movie of hard-fought battles, of being the underdog, of almost like coming close to extinction, finally doing it and sitting down wounded and smiling. The heroes didn't get that. The heroes got grief, and Thanos got the ending a superhero would get. It was goddamn amazing, and I have never seen a movie like this. From the beginning to the end, this movie just I couldn't like I couldn't like breathe. I just couldn't. I didn't get a moment. Didn't get a moment ever in this movie to like breathe and chill. It never happened. At every single moment in this movie, I was like in a really weird position, eyes glued to the goddamn screen, and being amazed at this movie. And it's just amazing, right? I never seen a movie that could do this to me. Like, I will say, in my opinion, Logan is the best superhero movie, right? Because after I left that movie here, I was fucking crying, but also having that slight smile of like hope, right? And this movie was a whole new experience that I didn't really experience anything else. Like, I couldn't breathe. And there are flaws. The fact that I couldn't like 1 second of relief, and you never barely got that. When you got relief, they were like, joke, 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 and you were laughing your ass off. You didn't get the, and yes, I don't want to get into like, everybody has said like, oh, this is the bad thing about this movie. I don't give a shit. I went to this movie and I left being goddamn amazed. After the goddamn movie ended, we were like, the text with black and white, somber. We were looking at each other and we were goddamn like speechless. We didn't know what the fuck to talk about. Like, how, like, after Logan, we're like, how are we going to live our life normally? We're just crying babies. After this movie, I didn't know what the fuck to do. And then we waited to the credits, and you can see Samuel L. Jackson, because he, in that verse, it was like, he starts like evaporating. It's like he calls quickly, kind of like a pager, I guess. It's like sending. He drops like motherfucker, like in his own way, which is like he dies just before he could say it. Goddamn Disney. And then the pager falls down, and then this is like the stupidest moment in the whole movie, because my friend's like, it's like, look, it says sending. It's like sending. What the fuck is he sending? Pornos? It's like, he said like so loud, everybody in the cinema that was left over like heard him. It's like, and then a logo pops up. I'm like, the logo. What's the logo? Does anybody know that logo? And then, and then my friend like goes like, he almost jumped like two rows in front, like Captain Marvel, and he fucking screams it out of his goddamn lungs as loud as he can, Captain Marvel. And then it was like, and then he looks back at everybody else, and everybody's like, and it's like, oh, my bad, sorry. It was goddamn amazing, and everybody in the cinema like, ah, thank you, now we don't have to look it up. It was the best. Like, watching movies with a crowd really makes the experience amazing, and at some point, because you have those dickheads, worse. But when everybody was laughing and everybody was silent and looking straight at the movie without saying anything, the experience was amazing. Guys, this is an experience that you cannot miss. I'm not even 18, and I got like the superhero genre from the year 2000 I got born to 2018. Like, my life, like my generation, I guess, was based with, our media was superheroes, and waiting such a long time to get this amazing piece of art, it was worth the wait. But one more year, 2019, I cannot wait. I can't. How am I gonna wait for Infinity War 2? I'm so excited, guys. I just can't, like, my highest praise for this movie is it made Thor the character that it made him like he is my superhero. He's the person who I look at. I'm like, he is my guy. If I could be anybody, I would be Thor. He's the sort of like when I was a kid, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, but after seeing all this, it made Thor a character that I goddamn love. And I would recommend this movie only if you like, on the only base that I can't speak. If you like Thor, you have to see this movie because the payout is the best. I'm done gushing about this movie. I just had to. I just had to get it out. I just had to spew words out. I was so excited. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.